In this video, we will focus our attention to simultaneous equations. And unlike the other videos that I did on simultaneous equations, this one is one linear and the other non-linear. So the first thing we will look at is our equations. Equation 1 is x minus y equal to 3. Equation 2, we have xy minus 5x plus y equal to negative 13. Now let me tell you, it is not as difficult as it looks. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is to make x or y the subject. And when we look, we see that equation 1, it is easier to make x or y the subject here. And I will tell you why we need to make x or y the subject. Alright, so here we have equation 1, x minus y equal to 3. And if I want to make x the subject in this case, I simply add y to both sides of the equation. So if I add y to both sides of the equation, what happens? We get rid of y here. So what we have left, x is equal to 3 plus y. Now we have made x the subject here. What we do with this, because we have two unknowns x and y, we need to temporarily get rid of one. We cannot serve two masters at the same time. So when we substitute x equal to 3 plus y in the space of the x's that we have here, then we will temporarily get rid of x. So let us do just that. Substituting x equal to 3 plus y in equation 2. What do we have? We first write our second equation so we can see clearly what we are doing. So our second equation, we have xy minus 5x plus y equal to negative 13. Hey, in the space of x, x has a new name. The new name of x is 3 plus y. So wherever you see x, we write just that, 3 plus y. Good. So in the space of this x, I'll insert the brackets here, 3 plus y, and we simply write back our y. Minus 5, we have another unknown x. Wherever I see my x, I write 3 plus y. So I'll write 3 plus y. And I simply write everything else that we have there. Plus y is equal to minus 13. What we do with this information? We simply simplify. How do we simplify this? Here we have 3 plus y and we have y outside the brackets. So we distribute this y to the elements that we have in here, 3 plus y, the terms we have in here. And this is what we call the distributive property. So this is what we have. 3 times y. I'll just write this here so you will understand exactly what we are doing. Good. So 3 times y would give us 3y. Y times y will give us y to the second power. What else we do here? We distribute minus 5 to both of the terms we have in the brackets. 3 plus y. So minus 5 multiplied by 3 will give us minus 15. And minus 5 times a positive y will give us minus 5y. And we simply write the rest of the things that we see there. Plus y equal negative 13. Good. That's it. So what we do next? We are still simplifying. The king will lead and the subjects follow. The leader will lead and everybody else will follow. Who is the leader? We look at the crown here. We have the power 2. This is the leader. So he will lead. Y square. And the others follow. So we write plus 3y minus 5y plus y. And we have negative 15 down here. So we write minus 15 equal to minus 13. But I want everything on one side of the equation. So, how do I get rid of this minus 13? Contrary to popular belief, the number is not an athlete that jumps over the equal sign. You have to get rid of it doing something and something special. We add 13 to both sides. If we want to reduce this to 0, then we add 13. And we just cannot add 13 to one side of the equation because the equation will not be balanced. So we add 13 to both sides of the equation. Good. Let us continue. So here we have y squared plus 3y minus 5y plus y minus 15 plus 13 equal, minus 13 plus 13 will give us 0. Now, what we do? We simplify. So let us do just that. Y squared will be y squared. So here we have 3y minus 5y. Now we know 5y minus 3y will give us 2y. So 3y minus 5y is the opposite of 2y, which is negative 2y. So 3y minus 5y is negative 2y. Negative 2y plus y will give us negative y. So we have minus 15 plus 13. I owe Auntie Patsy $15, but I have 13. And Auntie Patsy say, hey, I want my $13. You give her what you have, but remember you still owe me 2. So we owe Auntie Patsy $2. And we simply write back our equal 0. What we do with the information? Do we throw it away? No, we continue. Here we have a wonderful quadratic equation. How do we recognize a quadratic equation? Here we have the highest power here, 2. The power of this y is 1. Good. So our aim at this moment is to find the value of y. And that brings us to a very important point. If you haven't yet viewed my videos on factorizing quadratic expressions, then dive down into that description and click that link. So let us continue. I use the head by tail, face by tail, and the belly method. So be sure to look at that video. So our head here is y squared. Our tail is minus 2. We have to expand the belly. The belly is minus y. So I have to expand this. And how do I expand that? So what I will do with the corner here, the face here is 1 and the tail is minus 2. 1 by minus 2 will give us minus 2. The factors of 2, simple. 1, 2. So, we need to insert a sign in such a way that when I multiply these two factors, I get minus 2. And when I add them, I get the belly, which is minus 1. So, we have to get minus 1. Do I put a minus in front of the 1? Or do I put the minus in front of the 2? Let's find out. Alright, so if I put a minus 1, if we have a minus in front of the 1, then we will have a positive 1 because minus 1 plus 2 will give us 1. But if we put a minus in front of the 2, we'll end up with a negative 1 because 1 minus 2 will give us negative 1. And these numbers that you're seeing here, 1 and minus 2, represent the coefficients of y. So when we are writing this, we simply write plus y minus 2y, and then we have the minus 2 equal 0. Good. So let us tidy up the board and we will solve for y. Good. Stay tuned. So here we have y squared plus y minus 2y minus 2 equal to 0. We have to find the value of y. So we first factorize this and then find the value of y. So y squared and y. The common factor here, y can go into y squared and also can go into itself. So y multiplied by what will give us y squared? Yes, you've got that correct. Y multiplied by y will give us y squared. Y multiplied by what will give us y? Yes, y multiplied by 1 will give us y. Now, we have minus 2y and we have minus 2. So we look for the common factor here, which is minus 2 multiplied by what will give us minus 2y. Yes, we just drop in our little y down there because when we multiply minus 2 by y, we get back minus 2y. Minus 2 multiplied by what will give us minus 2? Yes, a positive 1. A negative multiplied by a positive will give us a negative. And be sure to look at the upcoming video where we have the war with integers, operations with integers on the battlefield. You will not want to miss that. Alright, so let's continue. Equal to 0. What else we do? Simplify. We're still simplifying and we're at the simplification stage. So y plus 1 is the common factor. So y plus 1 and we have y minus 2. Y plus 1 and we have y minus 2 equal to 0. Now, it doesn't matter if you write the y minus 2 in front and the y plus 1 after. Because 4 multiplied by 3 is the same as 3 multiplied by 4. They both will give you 12. Alright. So since this side is equal to 0, then we can say y plus 1 equal to 0. Then down here we can write y minus 2 equal to 0. So, how do we find the value of y? Hey, we have an intruder. The intruder is a positive 1. I don't want to throw the 1 behind the equal sign, so I get rid of that positive 1 by subtracting 1 on both sides of the equation. Boom. So this is what we do. Minus 1 minus 1. Both sides of the equation. So, minus 1 plus 1, this will give us 0. And we continue. Y is equal to minus 1. Hey, what happens on the other side? Same thing. We have y minus 2 is equal to 0. We would like to get rid of minus 2, but we do not throw minus 2 over the equal sign. Minus 2 is not an athlete. So we add 2 on both sides of the equation. So here we have positive 2, positive 2. This will result in 0. Boom. And then we continue. Y is equal to nothing plus 2 will give us 2. Good. So, we found out that y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2. But we have a problem. Hey, what is the problem, Doc? The problem is that we still have to find the value of x. And let us do just that. Alright. So, we know that y is minus 1 and y is equal to 2. So this is what we will do now. Since y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2, we substitute one at a time in order to find the corresponding value of x. So, we will first substitute I'll write SUB for substitute. Substituting y equal to minus 1 in equation 1. So, I write my equation that I plan to substitute y is equal to minus 1 into. And this is what we have. X minus y is equal to 3. What happens here is that wherever I see y is equal to minus 1, y must not be seen. You must write minus 1 in the space of that. Y doesn't want to be seen again. Wherever you see him, just write minus 1. And that is what we will do now. X minus, and in the bracket I put my minus 1. Hey, but sir, why do we have to put our brackets? That is a common mistake students make. Since we have minus 1 down here, students will just simply write minus 1. And that will not be correct. Because if we notice here, we have a negative multiplied by another negative. And we simply continue. Equal to 3. What is next? X, a minus multiplied by another minus will give us a positive 1. When we're multiplying an even amount of negatives, the answer is a positive. When we're multiplying an odd amount of negatives, then the answer is a negative. Alright. So we write equal to 3. Hey, but we have an intruder. The intruder is a positive 1. We don't want 1 to be at the left side of the equation. So we simply eliminate 1, make him to 0. How we make him 0? By subtracting 1 on both sides of the equation. And that is what we will do right now. We subtract 1 both sides of the equation. And if we subtract 1 both sides of the equation, let me slow down. Sir, slow down. Good. So here I have x. Minus 1 plus 1, 1 minus 1. However we say it, it is equal to 0. So, x is equal to 3 minus 1 will give us 2. Hey, but teacher, you're not finished yet. Yes. So, what this means? It means that since we substituted y equal to minus 1 into the first equation, we would have found the corresponding value of x. So, when y is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 2. Hey, but we have to substitute y equal to 2 to find the corresponding value of x. And that is what we will do right now. Alright, so just as what we would have written in the beginning, substituting y is equal to 2 in equation 1. And of course, we write what equation 1 is, because in order to substitute something, you must have it. If you don't have sugar and you want to substitute honey, you must have the honey. Alright, so it's equal to 3. Then we substitute. Hey, what is y equal to? Y is equal to 2. So I simply write x minus, and we write our 2 equal to 3. So, what do we have now? Hey, we have an intruder. We have an intruder of minus 2. We don't want minus 2 on the left side of the equation, so we make him 0. Reduce him to 0. How do we reduce him to 0? By adding 2 to both sides of the equation. Add 2, add 2. Boom. So we continue. We would have eliminated 2. Boom. He became 0. So x is equal to 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So, what does this mean? When y is equal to 2, x is equal to 5. So let us close the question off. How do we close the question off? Simple. When y is equal to -1, x is equal to 2. So let us circle this or square this or write it by itself. Yes. So let us continue. When y is equal to 2, x is equal to 5. So that is it. That is it. For those of you who don't like simultaneous equations, especially one that we're doing where one is linear and the other is not, please continue looking at this video step by step by step, because guess what? We're going on to the second example. And stay tuned, you will want to see the second example. This is like a scripture in the Bible. You will not miss this for the exam. Okay, so let us go on to the second example. What is the second example? Now, y is equal to 2x squared plus 1. And this is equation 1. And let us continue. Equation 2 is what? Y is equal to 7x plus 5. This is equation 2. Equation 2. Now, I always tell you students, viewers and subscribers, please do not memorize this subject. Now we have our two equations staring at us, saying, come on, put on your boxing gloves and try something. And we'll do just that. We have unknowns. We want to find the values of x and y. What we do? Equation 1 has y equal to 2x squared plus 1. Equation 2 has y equal to 7x plus 5. Now, since y is equal to 2x plus 1, and the second equation also has y is equal to 7x plus 5, then in the space of this y in equation 2, we can simply substitute 2x squared plus 1. Now, I'll go that back again very, very slowly. Now, they are saying that y is equal to 2x squared plus 1. Y has a name, 2x squared plus 1. The second equation has y equal to 7x plus 5. So wherever you see that y, you call him by his name. What is his name? Hey, his name is 2x squared plus 1. Good, and that is what we will do. So in the space of this y, substituting y equal to 2x squared plus 1 in equation 2. We have to write equation 2 because that is what we're substituting y is equal to 2x squared plus 1 into. So we write just that. Y is equal to 7x plus 2. Now in the space of this y, I'm going to write 2x squared plus 1. So y equal to 7x plus 5. Let me go this slowly. This is equation 2. In the space of this y, I will write 2x squared plus 1. 2x squared plus 1 in the space of this y equal to 7x plus 5. Now, what do you notice? We're seeing here that y has been temporarily gone in thin air. So now we just focus on x. We have to find the value of x and then we go back to the y that we got rid of temporarily. Alright, and that is the whole reason for substituting or eliminating. Again, if you haven't yet viewed other videos, simultaneous equations where both are linear, then be sure to do that. Alright, so here we have 2x squared plus 1 is equal to 7x plus 5. I want everything on one side. How we do that? To get rid of 7x, I simply subtract 7x. If I subtract 7x on both sides of the equation, then I have 2x squared plus 1 minus 7x is equal to, well, we know 7x minus 7x will go equal to 5. Hey, but we have another problem. We have another intruder. 5. We don't want 5 on the right side of the equation, so therefore you send them over to the left. But remember, we do not just throw him over there. We reduce him to 0 by subtracting 5 on both sides of the equation. If I subtract on one side, I must subtract on the other. Good. So we subtract 5 on both sides of the equation. So we have 2x squared plus 1 minus 7x minus 5 equal to 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. So what we do next? Here we simplify. Good. We will do just that. Simplify. So now the song say, follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. Yes. So we following the leader. We write 2x squared first, followed by minus 7x. What is left now? 1 and minus 5. So we write plus 1 minus 5 equal to what? 0, nothing, nada, null. Alright, so we're still simplifying. We have 2x squared minus 7x. 1 minus 5 is the opposite of 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4, and 1 minus 5 is the opposite of 4, which is minus 4, equal to 0. Now, we have a quadratic equation. 2x squared minus 7x minus 4 is equal to 0. And we will find the values of x by factorizing. Alright, so we apply the method that I told you about in the other video, factorizing quadratic expressions. Head, belly, tail, face by tail. Okay, so we bring down our head, 2x squared, and we bring down our tail. Okay, so we must bring down the tail and we must bring down the head. Alright, what we do next? Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Face is 2 and the tail is minus 4. So we multiply the face by the tail, which is equal to 2 by minus 4 will give us minus 8. Factors of minus 8 will give us what? So we have 8 by 1. Where must I insert my sign that when I multiply it, I get a minus 8, and when I add them, I get back my belly, which is minus 7. So we write the minus in front of the 8. A minus 8 by a positive 1 will give us a minus 8. Minus 8 plus 1 will give us minus 7. So, since these factors here represent the coefficients of x, we write just that. Minus 8x plus x. And then we continue that. What is the next step? Let's find out. We factorize. So, what is common here? The common factor here is 2. We also have x squared and x. So, x is a common factor. X can go into x squared, x can go into x. So, we open our brackets. 2x by what? That's the question. 2x by what will give us 2x squared? X. So 2x by x will give us 2x squared. 2x by what will give us negative 8x. Hey, we know 2, 4 will give you 8. But what sign goes down there? Of course, we write a negative because a positive by a negative will give us a negative. Good. What is next? We have a common factor of 1. 1, the coefficient of this x is 1. So 1 can go into self and 1 can go into the 4. So we write over 1. 1 by what will give us x? X. 1 by what will give us minus 4? Minus 4. And if we notice that this in the bracket here must be the same as that. If you end up with something different, for those of you doing the IT, you end up with an error 404. Alright, so let us continue. Equals 0. So this and this, they are common. X minus 4, and we have 2x plus 1, and we just simply write back equals 0. Good. So let us tidy the board and we continue. Good. So what we do next? So we have x minus 4 is equal to 0 and 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So here we add 4 to both sides of the equation in order to get rid of 4. When I add 4 to both sides of the equation, what do we end up with? Minus 4 plus 4 will give us 0. So what do we left? What are we left with? X equal to nothing plus 4 will give us 4. So let us continue here. 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Our intruder here, 1 and 2. Hey, but 2 married to the x, we can't deal with that right now. We have to get rid of the 1 first. How do we get rid of this 1? By simply subtracting 1 on both sides of the equation. So we subtract 1 on both sides of the equation. When I subtract 1 on both sides of the equation, we end up with 2x is equal to minus 1. Teacher, what next you do? Alright, we have to get rid of 2. How do we get rid of 2? This number 2 is multiplied by x, and that is how we end up with 2x. So we have to recognize that. The opposite of multiplication is division. We want to get rid of 2, we just divide both sides of the equation by 2. So if I divide both sides by 2, we have x is equal to negative half. But are we finished? Should we rejoice? Not yet. Continue looking because we have to find the value of y. So, x has two values here, 4 and negative half. So we will substitute this into equation 2. So what we do? Substituting x equal to 4 and x equal to negative half in equation 2. The examiners love when you go so detailed. You will get your marks and capture that grade 1 that you always wanted. Alright, so what is equation 2? Equation 2 is y is equal to 7x plus 5. The reason why we write this, so we'll be able to see what we're doing very, very clear. Wherever we see x, we write 4 because x is equal to 4. X has a new name. Wherever you see x, I want to be called by my name. Do not call me x anymore. Call me 4. Okay? That is what we'll do. So y is equal to 7. And in the space of x, he wants you to call him by his name 4 plus 5. So y is equal to 28 plus 5. And 28 plus 5 will give us 33. But we're not finished because we have to substitute here now. Now, again, y is equal to 7x plus 5. Y is equal to 7. And in the bracket, we are writing negative half plus 5. So y is equal to, this here would give us minus 7 over 2 plus 5. Now, I will show you something. We have a fraction. Minus 7 over 2 plus 5. How do we simplify this? 2 multiplied by 5 will give us 10. 10 minus 7 will give us 3. And we just put that over 2. So y is equal to 1 and a half. So we have to close the question. We need closure. What will we write? Easy. When x is equal to 4, y is equal to 33. When x is equal to negative a half, y is equal to 1 and a half. Now the video was long, but guess what? You faced your fears. Remember, mathematics is fun. It's there for everyone. The more you know, your brain will grow. Mathematics is fun. I'm just being myself. Mathematics is indeed fun. Think outside of the box. Don't let anyone limit you. Mathematics is life. So be sure to look at upcoming videos. War on the battlefield with the integers. You will not want to miss that. Also, we'll be going through transformations where we have reflections, where you grab onto that x and change the y and flip and flop and so on. We will discuss that. We'll also be going through rotations and enlargements, glide reflections and translations and so on. Smash that like button. Until then, be good. Have a good mathematical morning, afternoon, evening. Adios. Goodbye. Boom, bam, bing.